Here comes the joke of the day. All right, you ready for this one?
Funny.
All right, the last one you got at the end, though.
It took a while.
All right, here we go.
It's like, oh, yeah.
Okay, let's try this one. Let's see if you get this one,
Okay.
all right?
Okay.
Trying to get this off. Okay. This story is about a modern-day Scrooge, okay? He worked hard all his life and refused to spend his money on anything but what was necessary for himself to survive.
Okay.
He counted every penny with the goal of growing his savings.
Oh, goodness.
He even went so far as to express to his wife he wanted to be buried with his money because he loved it more than anything in the world.
Okay.
Before I pass away, he said to his wife, listen up, Hazel. When I die, I want you to put all my hard-earned money into the casket with me before I'm buried. Now, whatever I end up in afterlife, I want to take my money with me. Now, his wife, being the kind-hearted, sweet woman that she was, she wanted to respect her husband's wishes. However, after hearing her husband's most selfish request must have hurt her. Nevertheless, the man guilted his wife into promising him that he would leave his life with his money in his hand.
Okay.
Now, when the woman's husband eventually died, the decision to honor his request was difficult on so many levels.
Oh, wow.
Not only was it hard for her to realize her husband was so selfish, but the woman now lived on a fixed income.
Ooh.
She didn't even have that much money.
It's tough. That's a tough decision.
Now, she could have certainly used the money to help herself with things around her. But she made a promise, and it weighed heavy on her heart.
Okay.
Now, the wise woman came up with a clever plan, and it'll make everybody happy.
Okay.
So the day of the funeral, the woman was in the front row being consoled by her best friend. At the end of the ceremony, the widow, dressed in black, stood and said, wait a minute. Now came the moment of truth.
Okay.
Would she obey her husband's wishes? Her best friend watched in disbelief as the widow carried out her promise. The woman knew she couldn't live with the guilt of breaking the promise that she had made to her husband.
Okay.
She clutched the shoebox tightly in her hands, and she finally placed it in the casket with her husband's body.
Okay.
Right before it was taken away.
Okay.
Now, her friend had seen enough, and she needed to know what decision was made.
Oh, wow.
She said to the woman, I hope that you didn't put any of that money in there to that selfish man. Now, the loyal widow smiled and responded, yes, I promised them I would. I'm a good Christian, and I cannot tell a lie. I promised him that I would put that money in that casket with him.
Yes.
Horrified, the friend asked, you actually put every cent of his money in that casket with him? The woman said, I sure did. I got it all together, put it in my account, I wrote him a check, and I put that in the box.
Okay. Oh, you know what?
She gave him all his money.
She put it in her account and wrote him a check.
Good night. A check he can't cash.